how to use advanced vocabulary in English. Watch this video because I want to share 5 tips that will help you, when using advanced words in English, advanced vocabulary, because I imagine you want to achieve English fluency and vocabulary is part of the journey. If you don't know me very well, hi, I'm Teacher Prix, and I'm going to help you talk to anyone, anywhere, anytime in English. Consider subscribing. There's always something new here on my channel. But let's go. How to advance your vocabulary, okay? How to use advanced words, advanced expressions and idioms. Let's talk about that. I prepared 5 tips. Now, before I give you the 5 tips, one thing you need to understand is change takes time. Simply watching this video is not going to make you advanced. So my recommendation is, after watching this video and paying attention to the 5 tips I'm going to share, give yourself a challenge. Challenge yourself for the next 21 days. This is a very good number of days, okay, to kickstart the change in your brain, because everything happens in the brain and your brain needs time to form a new habit, to create a new habit. So 21 days can be a great start for you to implement the changes that I'm going to recommend in this lesson. Now, tip number 1, practice rewriting basic sentences. I like that. I like that very much. And this is one thing that will show you in practice how to use advanced words. Because at the end of the day, that's why I use the word use. If you want to be more advanced, you have to use. And one thing that students feel it should happen is, oh, but I should remember the words naturally. The advanced words should come naturally in my mind. If you are an intermediate or pre-intermediate speaker or even advanced, the words that you're looking for, the more sophisticated words, will not come naturally. You will have to use some tricks, some strategies to use those words. You're not going to wake up one morning and start using advanced words. You will need to change your process. Now, how does this tip work? I forgot to remove superb. I wrote a sentence and then I changed, but superb is nothing to do with the lesson, okay? But the screenshot is. As you can see here on the screen, I wrote an example. I had a good time last weekend. This is more basic. Oh, I had a good time. A good time. Which is good, by the way. I'm not saying this is wrong, okay? I had a good time last weekend. I recommend that you use Grammarly. This is a free extension on Chrome or a free app. You will have to pay, but you can use some free functions. There are things you can do for free. You will have more limitations, but I recommend that you give it a go, okay? So here I see, I had a good time last weekend. Then I can use Grammarly to give me some suggestions to improve. And when I say improve, as a result, it'll be more advanced. Of course, you will still have some basic options, such as, oh, I had a great time, which is very good, by the way. Great is a nice adjective. Don't be fooled. Another one, oh, I enjoyed my last weekend. Hey, changing a little. That's actually very good. People think that advanced words need to be really unknown words. No, not really. Last weekend was an amazing experience that truly brightened my spirits. Nobody talks like that, but I like amazing experience. Oh, last weekend was amazing. Last weekend was superb. I can use superb actually. I can use superb. It's not part of the lesson, but I can use. This mistake is working right now in my favor. I had an incredible I had an incredible time last weekend. So instead of saying I had a good time, I had an incredible time last weekend. Did you have an incredible time last weekend? So this is something for you to do. And all the tips in this lesson are connected, okay, guys? So pay attention to all the tips that I'm going to share in this lesson. Now, tip number 2, I want you to list the top 5 or the top 10 basic adjectives you love, basic verbs you love, basic adverbs you love, maybe basic quantifiers, okay, many, much, a lot. List, okay, 5. You don't need to write many. So if you look at the screen right now, good, bad, happy, sad, big, small, hot, cold, easy, difficult, verb to be, have, do, say, very, really, usually, generally, sometimes. These are all basic words that we use. But my goal is to make you use advanced words. So what are you going to do? Oh, okay. You're going to find advanced options. So you will go to Google and you will type, oh, advanced synonyms for verb have. Okay? Advanced synonyms for the word very. Okay? You will have to do this part. But just as an example, I wrote here on the screen, you can see some advanced options for each adjective that I shared in the previous slide. So good, marvelous, exceptional. Are you going to use marvelous, exceptional every time you want to say something is good? No. And this is the beauty of following a good study plan. This is what I teach my students in the academy. This is what I teach in my study plan cycle. Take a look at in the description. In the description of this video, you will find there is a place and time. In a previous lesson here on my channel, I also talked about collocations. Just because it's good doesn't mean you should use it. So I'm putting it here as a possible option, but you will need to think of a context. And tip number 3 will help you with that, okay? So stay with me. Massive, a synonym for big. Considerable, a synonym for big, depending on the situation. That's a very important thing. So this is a very important tip, because what can you do? If I go back to tip number 1, practice rewriting basic sentences. So you pick a basic sentence. Oh, I was so happy when I heard my sister was pregnant. She's not pregnant, okay? This is just an example. I was so happy. It's possible to say happy, but how about I intentionally use an advanced word? Oh, I was ecstatic when I heard my sister was pregnant. And you don't need so in this case. I was ecstatic when I heard my sister was pregnant. Oh my God, I was overjoyed. Another possibility, excuse me. So you see, so I take one basic phrase and I rewrite it with the intention of using an advanced word. Intention is a key word here. Without intention, you're not going to use advanced words. And to remember those advanced words in real life, you have to repeat this practice I am teaching in this lesson. That's why I recommend it. Try this for 21 days, but keep going. Because if you stop, the progress you are making will stop as well, okay? Now, before I share tip number 3 that will help you understand tip number 2 and tip number 1, make sure to subscribe to my channel. That really helps. And if you're enjoying this lesson, share it with a friend, okay? And as always, if you want more, I always have more. My study plan cycle will help students who study alone and need help using the internet in their favor. So check the description of this video. But here we go. Number 3, use the website sentenceyourdictionary.com. Okay, so you found synonyms. Priscilla, I found advanced synonyms, but I don't know how to use them because, you said it. Sometimes I can't use it in all situations. How are you? Ecstatic. Unless I have a very good reason, that wouldn't be the best option. So what do? I like using this dictionary. Okay, it's a website, sentence.yourdictionary.com. And then I use some words. I type some words that I learned, that I want to learn more examples, and then I see the results. So let's say I saw considerable can be a synonym for big. So I will type considerable in this dictionary, in the tab over there, sentences, and then I will see what the results are, not Google. I will see what this website will give me. So here it gives me a lot of examples, okay? I just took a screenshot of the first page, but there are more results. And what are you doing here? You are intentionally studying an advanced word in context. You're giving your brain food ideas, and then you can start rewriting your sentences and your examples. So this is a work in progress. That's why I said all the tips are connected. Then you can go back to number 1, rewrite your basic sentences. Tip number 2, okay, check the words that you listed as basic words. Try to find advanced synonyms. So pay attention to what I'm trying to show you. It's a work in progress. And the repetition of this process will help you use more advanced words. I use this dictionary every time I study. Okay, whenever I learn a new word, that is unfamiliar to me, maybe a different phrasal verb or an advanced expression, my first reaction is to use this website. My first action. I go there, I type the word. I don't like writing complete sentences, okay? That doesn't work well. It works well with words, okay? Individual words, or maybe a phrasal verb. But if you type an expression, if you type a long idiom, it may bring you some results, but typically idioms can be used alone depending on the situation, but it still helps, okay? But I prefer to use this website by searching individual words, and then I check the examples, and based on the examples, I create similar examples, okay? So I see an example here. Then I will create one similar example, but connecting the example with my life and making some changes to help my brain understand more easily. Okay, that's the entire goal. This is something that I do with my babies. I call my students BSA, Baby Sardine in the Area. In my academy, my online program, that's my complete program, I teach advanced vocabulary in every module to my students. They have explanations in English, they have some examples to inspire them, and then they have to create their examples and post their examples in the comments so that I can give them feedback, you know, so that I can make some observations. Hey, nice. Oh, no, we don't use this word this way. Oh, no, this is a better option. So this is something that I do with my students. That's why I know it works. I'm always showing them advanced vocabulary. I gave some of these recommendations that I'm sharing here with you guys. I shared with my students. I share more, of course. I share more strategies with my babies. But here I also like to bring some ideas so that you can improve your vocabulary. Now, number 4, set daily reminders to create examples, plural examples, with advanced words. As I said before, you will not naturally use advanced words. You need to condition your brain to search, to opt for, to choose the advanced words. See, right now I used opt for. I had a brain reminder here because I said choose. But then I thought, okay, there's a better one. So let me say this again and use this sentence again. I will repeat myself, but this is a good exercise. So this is a daily reminder. Of course, this happens more quickly to me, yes, because I've been doing this for 20 years, consistently, very consistently. I have spent so many hours devouring vocabulary activities, okay? So I know, I speak from experience. So set visual reminders. I love using Post-its. This is actually one Post-it with phrasal verbs that I learn. So I put them in front of me and then I create examples immediately, okay? So that I can use those advanced words. You can set a reminder on your phone, set an alarm. Oh, create examples with 5 advanced words. You don't need to spend a long time doing this practice, but you can set alarms and visual reminders to make you remember, hey, awareness, because that's what it takes to use more advanced words, okay? As I said, tips number 1, 2, and 3 are connected and they will help you with number 4. Because to get to number 4, you already need the advanced words for you to use. So you need to rewrite your sentences. You need to search for advanced synonyms and expressions. And only then you will be able to implement tip number 4, okay? And finally, one of my favorite ones, because I really get to see English in context, online discussion forums, okay? And I recommend that you even participate and provide some answers, because this would be a good opportunity to give back to society, okay? Because there you are helping someone with your answers and your participation. And at the same time, you are exercising the vocabulary you study. So I love using Quora, okay? And it's very interesting. Okay, to use Quora, you will have to type a question on Google, or you will have to visit Quora and see the questions they have there, because every day millions of people use this website. It's an amazing forum, quite honestly. I think it can be very productive depending on how you use it. And it'll help you get in touch with different people from different places, native and non-native speakers, and really advanced writing depending on the question you search. Because if you search for stupid questions, you know, for stupid discussions, you may not find inspirational answers. You may not find productive answers. So be mindful, okay? So I typed a question on Google, which was, what are some ways to become more sociable? I think that's what I wrote on Google. And then it immediately gave me a Quora result, okay? Because it's so popular. And then in this discussion, the guy is asking, what are some ways for me to become more social? And there are 16 answers. This is something that is much better for you to read if you want to advance your English, because it's real life, real questions being answered. You will see a lot of advanced words and expressions and idioms and phrasal verbs real time with those questions. And you can search a variety of questions, okay, guys, that really use your imagination. This is something that is important. And based on the words you learn, pick some words, pick some expressions they're using that you find interesting. And then go back to tip number 1, rewriting, creating examples. Maybe at this moment it's not rewriting, but creating examples. Go to sentenceyourdictionary.com and see some examples with those words that you picked from the forum discussion. And participate. Answer the question as well. Try to help. Post your comment and use some advanced words. This is how you build up your vocabulary. This is a very productive way to advance your English vocabulary, okay? Now, I hope you enjoyed this video. Make sure to subscribe to my channel, get my study plan cycle, but other than that, I'll see you in the next one. Bye!